Hello guys, what is going on? My name is Tubby. Welcome to Universe Mode, episode number 2 if you've missed number 1. Annotations on the screen. I'd appreciate, guys, if you guys could leave a like, show the support. If we can get 1,000 likes, that would be totally awesome. The faster the likes go up, the faster I'll post them. This is a rivalry. What does this mean, Tubby? We're going to go through a pay-per-view or two, and then we'll start a full Universe Mode coming up soon. So I'm really excited for this one, though. At the pay-per-view, it was No Way Out. Antonio Cesaro would face Mark Henry. He would beat him. That same night, Dolph Ziggler would go to cash in Money in the Bank, and he would win against Antonio Cesaro. In an impromptu match, because the show-off claimed he was that damn good, he defended his title against Wade Barrett, who won a Battle Royale earlier. Now, because of the actions that ended the pay-per-view at No Way Out, when Dolph claims he put himself through the table, the COO Triple H has granted a number 1 contenders match between Antonio Cesaro versus Dolph Ziggler. Both men, title reigns were ended short. They will not get a rematch. It is Antonio Cesaro versus Dolph Ziggler, and to assure there is no injustice that we have a winner, he has appointed Dean Ambrose the special guest referee. But the first match of the opening contest will be Wade Barrett taking on Titus ONeil. Wade Barrett is the brand new crowned WWE champion. And as a commentator, I'm telling you right now, Wade is the future of the WWE. Wade has what it takes. Tonight he goes up against a formidable opponent, Titus Young. Oh, no. I guess if you call him Titus Young, he'll come down to the ring and beat you up. Titus ONeil doesn't seem happy at all, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to try to cut down on our use of ladies and gentlemen in this episode as Titus runs down the ring as he's trying to beat up Wade Barrett. Wade doesn't even have his title belt with him. Not exactly sure what Titus was trying to accomplish here. Titus isn't even in the... this match was just made tonight, so there's no angst between these two. It just seems as Titus was raring to go here, chasing down Wade Barrett. As Wade beating down Darren. Oh, man. We're going to keep calling him Darren and Titus. We're going to switch it up. We're going to try to get that mean streak out of Titus ONeil. Maybe if we took him off, he could be the true champion. We know he can be. As Wade, the match is finally beginning. As Wade seems to have the upper hand after Titus ONeil rushed the ring, beat down Wade Barrett. As Wade, nice job to break out of that. And Titus showing a little intestinal fortitude. A lot of the matches we get to see from him, we don't actually get a clear-cut sense of all what Titus ONeil can do. Maybe Titus ONeil has what it takes to be WWE champion. What is Randy Orton doing here? Randy Orton is teamed up with Wade Barrett. He's beating down Titus ONeil. Why? What is going on? What did Randy rush the ring for? What does he have against Titus ONeil? Apparently, Randy's not a big fan. I can't tell if he's here to help Wade Barrett or if he's just got an angst against Titus ONeil. I'm not exactly sure. We're going to have to check on that. As of right now, these guys are still going at it. Titus looks a little dazed from the damage Randy did. It doesn't seem to be affecting him too much right now in the ongoings of this match. As Wade trying to prove why he's the WWE champion. Leading up to the No Way Out pay-per-view, Wade was in a rivalry. Yes, he was. He was against Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan actually beat him and shut him up. And Wade claimed it was a fluke. Wade now looking to finish Titus ONeil. What a win it would be over Titus ONeil. Titus ONeil is no easy-peasy competitor. Look at him. He's built. He's stacked. This could be exactly what Titus ONeil needs to get his career going here. A win over Wade Barrett. That's got to put him in the hunt. Later on tonight, we already have a number 1 contenders match. It may be a while until Titus gets the chance, but you want to sit back and enjoy it. Exactly right, Jerry Lawler. As Wade up top beating down Titus ONeil. I think Titus ONeil is going to wind up regretting rushing the ring and beating down Wade Barrett. As Wade Barrett with the winds of change. And Wade Barrett with a bullhammer elbow. That's what you get. Thanks for coming. Don't rush the champion. Wade Barrett sending a message tonight that he is not messing around, that he is our WWE champion. Great showing from Wade, who up until he won the WWE championship didn't really prove himself. He had a string of losses. He was not able to successfully mount a campaign for the WWE championship until he was able to win that battle royale. Was it exactly what Wade needed to get his career to be the main event, to be the face of the WWE? Tonight he shut down Titus O'Neil. And later on tonight, the #1 contender match between Antonio Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler. Oh, what's Wade doing? Titus O'Neil with a low blow to Wade Barrett. Titus O'Neil walking away. Titus O'Neil sending a message that he may have lost here tonight, but this is not over. Could Titus be a future contender? Going into this pay-per-view, the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, who is Wade going to face now? Titus just got the upper hand on him, leaving Wade sulking in the ring. Our main event of the evening, special guest referee, Triple H, the COO, said he wants this one called right down the middle. He wants a decisive winner. He doesn't want any of that table stuff. He needs a clear winner. Dean Ambrose himself said it was an injustice at the pay-per-view. It was an injustice. What was an injustice? He hasn't labeled it. He hasn't been clear about what was an injustice at the pay-per-view. All we know is Dean Ambrose is not happy. He's not happy. It was an injustice. Both guys suffered injustice. They both faced an extra championship match at the pay-per-view. Is that what he has a problem with? We're going to have to wait and see. Hopefully Dean calls it right down the middle like he should. Any referee, that's what you should do, is call it right down the middle. As here comes Antonio Cesaro, the former WWE champion. At No Way Out, he went up against Mark Henry, was able to successfully defend his title only to lose to his opponent tonight, Dolph Ziggler, who cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Antonio Cesaro, pound for pound, may be the strongest man in the WWE. He looks to get retribution tonight on the man that cost him his championship, Dolph Ziggler, and there he is. The show-off Dolph Ziggler held the Money in the Bank contract for 11 months, ladies and gentlemen. He held it from the Money in the Bank pay-per-view all the way up until No Way Out. He had 1 month left to cash it in. When he finally did it, the fans went absolutely nuts. It was the crowning achievement in Dolph Ziggler's life, only to drop it later on in the night to Wade Barrett. But you have to give Dolph Ziggler props. He was a fighting champion. He won the title. He claimed he wanted to defend it. That's exactly what he did on pay-per-view. He tried to be the show-off. Unfortunately, it didn't work tonight. Antonio Cesaro versus Dolph Ziggler, the #1 contender for Wade Barrett's title at Money in the Bank. And here we go. Nice graphic from Stone Cold there on screen. Press to join. Dean Ambrose, we're going to call it right down the middle here. Both guys suffered injustices at the pay-per-view. Dean Ambrose had words to speak before this match about the injustices that took place, but he wasn't specific. He said there was a horrible atrocity that took place at the pay-per-view. What was he talking about? Personally, I have no idea. Dean, since he's came on the scene in the WWE with a Shield, has been absolutely dominant. He currently is Mr. $1 Million Man. You're asking yourself, what does that mean? Mr. $1 Million Man. It's simple. As the $1 million holder at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, similar to the X Division, he may cash in his title. He can give up his $1 million title for a shot at the WWE Championship. So maybe he has a vested interest. Maybe what he's talking about here, the injustice was that he wasn't included, that he wasn't in the match. Maybe he's mad that he didn't get a championship match at the pay-per-view last night. We're going to have to wait and see. If he calls it right down the middle, maybe there wasn't an injustice. Maybe the injustice was that we didn't just get a fair winner. As Dean going for that count, Only able to get a 1 count there as Antonio Cesaro with a headlock. Both of these guys got to be exhausted after the performance they put on at the pay-per-view. Antonio Cesaro had a 20-minute match with Mark Henry, only to go on to lose from a big DDT. And then not only that, Dolph would go on to have one hell of a table match against Wade Barrett. Check him. No! What is this? What is this? Antonio Cesaro has won. Dolph Ziggler is furious. There was a screw job. This cannot be happening. Why was Dean in this match if all he was going to do was a screw job? Why? Dolph Ziggler clearly was nowhere near tapping. But Dean Ambrose called the match. Antonio Cesaro is presumably the #1 contender. But there's Mark Henry. Mark Henry, the man who lost to Antonio Cesaro at the pay-per-view. He's obviously not happy. What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, WWE Universe mode in WWE 2K14. My name is Tubby Emu. Make sure to pound that like button. What is going to happen next episode? Titus O'Neil, a potential challenger? Mark Henry mad at Antonio Cesaro, who is now the #1 contender? Who is the true #1 contender? Way too many people right now have a rematch or are the #1 contender. And we will find out next week on WWE Universe Mode Rivalry. Until then, I'm Tubby Emu, and we will see